I'll put it like this. If the left, kind of broadly, didn't have the problem of this infighting thing, country wouldn't be where it is right now.
The people of the United States have not failed. They want direct, vigorous action.
I'll put it like this. If the left, kind of broadly, didn't have the problem of this infighting thing, country wouldn't be where it is right now. I'll put it very simply. There is enough people and passion to combat a MAGA movement on the left. They're obsessed with being the correct ones and being smarter than another person, being right.
Okay.
So it's a weird, unique problem. So the problem is kind of like, get out of your chair, get out of your room, right? It doesn't necessarily matter if you're perfect or the most well-read or the most correct. You're not helping anybody. Really not helping.
Okay.
Go do something, whether that's go work in communities and try to grow and bring people in versus purity testing people out, gatekeeping. If they were to quit arguing with each other,
Yes.
and be a united voice,
Just be a Democrat with all of us.
Democrats would be the party of Bernie, damn near. That's my point. Of like, they're so busy fighting with each other and hating each other. And keep in mind, these people are so motivated and do kind of know like some stuff. If you're that motivated to go as nuts as you are online and you actually like targeted it for something a little more helpful,
Yeah.
we might have had a Bernie presidency. Or the party would have looked more like Bernie wanted it to.
Can we invite one of them onto the show? Interview one of them?
Yeah. I don't really know many, but yeah.
Well, there's millions.
Oh, they exist. Oh, they exist.
You know, you DM people and be like, "Hey,
They exist.
you're crazy. Can I
Open
can I
invitation.
interview you
Yeah.
for our show?"
Yeah.
Like, you seem crazy. You seem like you're on our team, but you're like trying to break up our team somehow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it falls right in line with what I would expect with just about any demographic. That what?
Vaush, 500,000 subscribers. Hasan, 2 million.
Yeah.
Both socialist streamers, for the most part, right?
Okay.
Hate each other. Their communities would kill each other.
Oh,
For what purpose do we hate each other so goddamn much?
now it's coming clear.
We agree 98% of the time. Every now and then one of them says like, whoa, what in the hell are we talking about?
Oh,
But sometimes you got to take that because I can't get perfection out of everybody. They're letting perfection get in the way of like accomplishing tasks.
does Charlie Kirk get into it with Ben Shapiro?
Nope. Not that I'm aware of. Do you see my point? They definitely don't agree all the time.
Yeah, but
Charlie is way more insane than Ben
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
sure.
And they're fighting for the same cause. Knowing even there's a disagreement between them, they're working for the same cause. Do you see?
I think you
Now
finally hit the nail.
imagine
I
if-
think our show just started.
Imagine if
24
Charlie and
minutes
Ben
in.
spent their energy in life
Yeah.
trying to assassinate each other.
Okay.
That's what the left does. Now you're understanding. The right might
You
disagree.
gave me a good example. Vaush and Hasan.
Hasan.
And they both have big followings, and they're both
Vaush.
left of left.
Yep.
And yet their individual followers, I mean, obviously there's overlap there. I mean,
I'm sure there's
I mean,
overlap. Yeah.
I mean, you're a subscriber to both channels, so
I'm sure there's an overlap.
take you out of that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an overlap, but
So-
like the broad sentiment, like nothing will get done with them working together and trying to accomplish something
Okay.
because it's just so toxic.
Okay.
For what goal have we achieved here? What are we achieving by hating each other? They don't.
There's one thing I can think of.
They They don't really actively target each other anymore. That problem is kind of solving itself over there. But the community still fucking hate each other.
That's interesting.
So like, but I promise you all sat down. Almost everything we're gonna agree. Definitely, if anything that's like feasible in this country, we're in 100% agreement. Maybe I want a different dream, state than you do. Sure. But like what is theoretically possible today, we're in lockstep.
Okay. It might be great for you to read my latest Bluesky post. I'll go ahead and plug my Bluesky.
Pulling it up. Democratic, liberal, and progressive social media influencers, commentators. Oh, you weren't even done.
I know, but let's make sure that we know who we're talking about. Am I right about this? Democrats, like regular Democrats.
Then liberals, then progressive. Yeah, they're all different.
Liberals,
they're different
progressives.
groups.
But yeah, they're kind of different. Like a la what you're talking about.
A la, yeah.
Like that there are sort of different factions within our party and they don't get along. That's your argument.
Yeah. Spending too much time trying to be the one that's in charge when like, hey, we all realize Trump is the worst thing that's happening.
Yeah.
We probably could unify behind that.
Behind a message.
Like when we've totally taken over the country and the Republican Party doesn't exist, then we can worry about which policy. Not even close to that problem yet.
Okay.
So we can solve that problem later, but we're trying to fight it now for no reason. Kind of a problem.
Got it.
Like let's just have someone in office. Let's just even get there first.
Okay. What's the rest of the post say?
Social media influencers, commentators, and podcasters need to organize. We are fragmented and ineffective in our messaging. This can be a hugely powerful collective. Let's make a plan and start exerting some real influence. Yeah, that's right. That's the problem. The right could spend their whole life fighting each other. Boy, could they. I'm aware of how they disagree. But they're not.
Yeah.
And now they have the country.
So
I mean, there's
folks.
definitely infighting. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better.
Yes. I felt like that when Kamala was ordained, because there was a lot of people that weren't happy about how that played out like that. And I think we saw voices that dissented from that idea of, this is how it's just going to work. Now, the Dems did, whatever they thought would be the best thing and give him a chance. And she's already vice president and it sort of makes sense and whatever. And it's only 100 days left, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of reasons you could say that, maybe that was the best way to do it. Wouldn't be able to have a primary in time. I don't know. All kinds of reasons.
Yeah, hard to.
So,
by that point, a lot of other things should have happened, but it's too late.
Right. I mean, it kind of is what it is, and it happened how it happened. But yeah, that was the first that I really saw it in a pretty big and public way. Like, oh wow, there are people that think completely opposite ends of the spectrum here. But the other place that I see that, is the whole thing with Gaza and Israel and Palestine, and so, that's also a dividing line. I don't want to get into that. It's a real thing and it's a problem. It's a problem. And I truly believe in my heart that these influencers like Vaush and Hasan and Brian Tyler Cohen and David Peckman and JoJo from Jers and Jon Stewart and Scott Galloway.
I'll end my whole thing with this. Vaush and Hasan are like 2 steps away from each other politically. Vaush and Kyle Kulinski. Vaush, avowed socialist. Right?
Sure.
Kyle Kulinski, I don't know you would chalk him up as social democrat maybe.
Okay, fine.
Those 2 are in lockstep.
Okay.
So Kyle Kulinski and Vaush are leagues further apart.
But
they are in unison.
Like on the same team?
100%.
They talk about it?
They had a stream together after the election, 2.5 hours.
Oh, so they're doing it right.
They agree with each other. They think they're right.
So what about Hasan to Kyle Kulinski? Is there anything there?
Hasan rolls in totally different crowds, to be fair. I don't know if there's any... I don't know about any blood, but I don't think they talk much.
All right.
But that's my point. It's just for the sake of arguing, right? If we had any real consistency, they'd be coming for Kyle's head every day. But they don't. Because I think there's some understanding that Kyle also hates all this bullshit that's happening. And I largely agree with Kyle, right? Like maybe my end policy goal, maybe I want a little more than he does. We are so many years away from that problem.
Yes.
What point? We both want a more universal healthcare system. Maybe I want a little different than he does. We don't have shit right now. So let's just get there first. And then when we're drafting the bill, then we'll talk.
Right.
We're not even close to drafting a bill that can.
Yeah.
We have nothing.
Well,
Let's get the supermajorities
Yep.
to pass such a bill.
Yep.
Then we'll worry about, hey, Kyle, I think we should do a little more.
I think we have a fundamental problem, though, in your argument.
Ooh, okay.
The fundamental problem is on the conservative side, they'll just tell you what's wrong, a la fear.
Yep.
They'll just create fear and say things that create fear.
Mm-hmm.
Dems, liberals, progressives,
leftists,
the entire spectrum, they want to offer a solution. So a part of the problem is that because the nature of the way we sell our product, how do Republicans sell their product? They scare you. I better buy the Republicans because I'm scared of immigrants and I'm scared of trans people in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So as opposed to instead of us scaring people, we're like, here's the cool stuff we have for you. Here's what we want to do to uplift you. Here's the hope that we want to give you. All the different ways. Because we sell it like that, by definition, you have to at least have some idea of a plan.
Yeah.
So then maybe is that the problem with Hasan and Vaush, and that they have different plans? Because I think they would agree on what's scary. There's lots of people that don't have health insurance, and I'm sure they probably would agree on that. I mean, you can't.
I think they agree more on plan than.
So what are they disagreeing about?
You tell me.
I don't know.
That's okay. Now you understand.
It's just because
Absolutely incoherent, dumb stuff.